Hello everyone, it's Old Guardian here. While we're still waiting for the big Hearthstone announcement, some bits and pieces of information are coming true, like this tweet from Ixar. Planning on reverting a handful of card nerfs just before the upcoming set rotation. We'll share details on exactly what those cards are in the next couple of weeks, but they currently include 5 wild cards, 4 Year of the Raven cards, and 1 Year of the Dragon card. Also, there's a caveat that, okay, it might not be exactly 10 cards, it might not be these cards, but that's the current plan. So, in this video, I'm going to present my prediction of what's going to be unnerfed in Hearthstone. First up, 1 card from Year of the Dragon. There were a bunch of Year of the Dragon cards that were nerfed, but the class that is doing by far the worst right now, my approach to this is largely based on the meta. Assumption that the designers want to help classes that are doing poorly and don't want to help classes that are doing well, so the class that is doing the worst is Shaman. How do you help Shaman? Lots of people are predicting that the Mogu Fleshshaper nerf would be reverted. It costs 9 mana, they would put it down to 7, but there's still Mutate in the pool. I'm not very confident about that. Instead, there is one card that would help out every Shaman. Sludge Slurper. Unnerfing Sludge Slurper would help every Shaman in a 100-yard radius. So while a lot of Galakrond support cards were also nerfed, I think Sludge Slurper is the one that's going to be unnerfed back to this state. It's currently a 1 mana 1/1, but making it a 1 mana 2/1 would give Shaman a little bit of more early game, and tempo is so important in Hearthstone. It's like what's the game is all about. And getting Shaman a good 1-drop would help Shaman stabilize, and all archetypes of Shaman at that. Then the Year of the Raven cards. These are going out to Wild, so I assume that it's going to be something about helping the Wild meta, and that makes me think classes like Priest, Druid, Hunter, Rogue, maybe a little bit of Warrior. Those sorts of classes should be in the spotlight, and only 6 Year of the Raven cards were nerfed in the first place. These 4, and then Luna's Pocket Galaxy and Giggling Inventor. So thinking about which classes need to support, we might be seeing the return of 7 mana Dr. Boom Mad Genius. Dr. Boom currently costs 9 mana, but bringing it back down to 7 would help these sorts of slower warrior decks in Wild, and slow warrior decks are doing really poorly in Wild at the moment, so that would be a welcome addition to them. Then Extra Arms. This is the current state of Extra Arms. Extra Arms at 3 mana. It was down to 2 mana at one point, and Priest is doing pretty poorly, so buffing up Extra Arms back to 2 mana would help out some Priest archetypes. Then there's another Priest card that was nerfed, Reckless Experimenter. Death Rattle minions you play cost 3 less but die at the end of the turn. Nerfed to prevent Snip Snap from being free, but Echo cards were already changed so that Echo cards can no longer cost less than 1, so Reckless Experimenter could return back to this form, and allow stuff like Megatoon be used again. And finally, to help out Rogue, Raiding Party. This is the original form of Raiding Party, the current form costs 4 mana. 3 mana Raiding Party. Draw 2 pirates from your deck, combo and a weapon, would help Pirate Rogue become stronger and a real contender in Wild. Then Ixar hinted that 5 wild cards are going to be unnerfed. Well, there's a lot of wild cards that have been nerfed at one point or another, but I picked these 5 as my favorites for unnerfing. First of all, Yogg-Saron Hope's End. Well, nothing changed in Yogg's text. The effect that changed was that Yogg stops casting when it dies, so when it kills itself it doesn't summon you another board after that. But that could change. We already have Puzzle Box of Yogg-Saron in Standard, so why make Yogg weaker in Wild? Let the Yogg-Saroning commence. Then a couple of cards that could be unnerfed to help Hunter. These are the current states of the Lesser Demeral Spellstone and Call of the Wild at 6 mana and at 9 mana, but they originally cost 5 and 8. And with Hunter, despite being dominant in Standard, doing really poorly in Wild, these could both be unnerfed to buff up the Hunter decks a little bit. And in order to give Druid a hand, there's a couple of cards that could be unnerfed. Spiteful Summoner, currently it costs 7 mana, but it originally cost 6, and unnerfing it back to 6 mana would allow you to do these spiteful druids and stuff again. It might still not be strong enough even in Wild right now, but it would be an improvement. And another card that could help Druid out. The current Spreading Plague costs 6 mana, but it used to cost only 5 when it was introduced. What if Wild Druid got 5 mana Spreading Plague back, so that it's able to defend so much better? There are of course tons of candidates in Wild section. People are talking about something like Rasa being unnerfed so that you could have the Machine Gun Priest back again, but Rasa was originally nerfed precisely because they were worried about its effect in the long term in Wild. So I don't think that's going to happen. Priest is going to get some more help already from the other cards that are going to be unnerfed, and these would help out Hunters and Druids a lot more. So if this was the package of cards that would be unnerfed, the unnerfs would mostly target the classes that are doing the weakest right now in Wild. Those might still not be strong enough to make them real contenders in Wild, but they would help give them a bit more of a chance. What do you think? What's going to get unnerfed? Let me know in the comments.
Thank you for watching. If you enjoyed the show, please click the like button and subscribe to my channel for more.